Okay. Hello guys, so I'm not sure if you are the same opinion as me, but the new Yonex Vcore Pro are the best frames of the year 2021 in my opinion. And in this video I would like to talk about the things that makes these rackets really special. So stay tuned. I will show you some footage of myself playing with these rackets, and yeah, let's talk about the best frames of 2021. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself, because this is my first English video about tennis rackets, but I'm quite experienced because I have my own Czech channel dedicated to tennis equipment. So maybe I will post some link there if you know Czech, if you can speak Czech. Maybe not, probably not, but anyway, you can check out my Czech channel. There are lots of videos about different tennis rackets and some other equipment. So it will be a little bit difficult for me to speak in English, but I will try my best, because these frames deserve trying our very best. These frames deserve that you try your best when you're playing with these rackets. You have to try your best. Otherwise these frames don't work for you. They will work against you. Okay? So I've tested in the last couple of weeks, like 3 weeks, these two Vcore Pro, Yonex Vcore Pro versions, the grade 97 version and also the very great Vcore Pro 100. Both rackets are almost perfect. There is one thing that I don't like about these frames. I will talk about it later. But let me tell you why I consider these frames so good, better than the other frames I've played with last 1.5 years or 2 years. I've tested the Pure Drive 2021. I've tested the Pro Staff RF97, the Roger Federer's 340-gram version racket. I've tested Technifiber 305 RS. I've tested the Iga Swiatek Technifiber 298. I've tested the new Wilson Blades V8. I've tested lots of frames in the last 2 years, but these are so good. So I will start with the lighter version, with the Vcore Pro 100 inch version. So let me tell you something about the frame, about the specification, and what makes this frame special frame. Okay, so of course it's Yonex. The quality control of these rackets is almost perfect. These frames weight almost exactly the same weight as says the specification. So the 300-gram version is probably 300-gram version, not like other frames. So if you buy a Wilson, Head or Babolat, they have a quite bad quality control in the recent years. But the Yonex, with their manufacturing in Japan, in their own factory, they make an excellent job. So, and that counts for all top Yonex rackets, including these. Okay, so yeah, it says made in Japan. Okay, not in China, in Japan. Okay, so that's the first reason why are these frames so good. This 100-inch version weighs 300 gram unstrung. It has 100-inch head size, 16 by 19 string pattern. The balance of this frame is 320 millimeters. The RA, the stiffness of this frame, is only 63 RA, which is great. So the racket is very, very flexible. And the swing weight of this frame is also quite outstanding. It's 321, which is not bad for a 300 gram version. So great racket, great specifications for the intermediate players. But what stands out from all the other 300 gram rackets that are lots of on the market is or are the technologies that Yonex utilizes for these Vcore Pros 2021. So one of the first or one of the best technologies is the 2G NAMD Flex Force technology. So it's a special layer that is added to the graphite that makes this frame so flexible and stable in the same time. It's great. So the racket has almost unbeatable snapback effect and great ball pocketing. So when you hit the ball stays longer on the strings, and when you release the ball from the strings, it's like you have the ball in your hand and you can exactly place it where you want. It's like throwing a ball with your hand, and the feel is just amazing. So there are lots of technologies like this Flex Force. There's a Flex Fuse technology. So that's some polymer that is injected into the graphite that makes the graphite more soft inside, okay? It softens the harsh vibration, so the racket feels soft. So the vibrations from this racket, or the comfort of this racket, is outstanding, okay? And there is the third technology that is a mix of these two technologies, the Flex Force and the Flex Fuse technology, and I think it's called a Flexcon System. The Flexcon System, what does it mean, the Flexcon System? Okay, so the Flexcon System is the shaft. The shaft is different from the previous versions of these rackets or of other Yonex rackets. So the shaft in this section is a little bit longer, but in this section where it connects to the grip, it's shorter. So this section is shorter and this section is longer. What does it mean? So it translates into the fact that you have a better connection to the shaft, to the racket as a whole. You have a better control, you have a much better feel, and the longer shaft in this section makes the racket more flexible. Okay, so it flexes more. So the snapback effect and the ball pocketing is much greater. And the most important thing, that these technologies on paper look great, but they also work. They work in real life. And that's just amazing. Because the other tennis companies, they insert lots of other technologies in their rackets, but you can't feel them. You don't know if they work. But with this frame, you exactly know that it works. Okay, so this Vcore Pro 100, it has a frame thickness of this frame is 23 millimeters, which is quite thick. and it's very stable. It's very stable, but in the same time, the comfort from this racket, the snapback, the ball pocketing is perfect. So I don't know how to describe this feeling, but I call it the Yonex feel. These rackets have their own feel. No other tennis racket has it. So it has something to do with the sweet spot, so the isometric shape, the isometric head shape, which has been here with us about almost 40 years, I think, because Martina Navratilova, our Czechoslovakian tennis player, women tennis player, played with these frames, I believe in 1982. So this technology has been here very long. She played, I think, with the Yonex R7. Yeah, great racket. Very strange shape for that time. Okay, everybody was like wondering what's the isometric shape. It looks weird. How does it work? And it worked really well. It works really well in 2021. It works so well that no other tennis company can reproduce that feel. They can't make the sweet spot as big as it is in Yonex rackets, and in the same time to save the precision. Okay, the other tennis racket brands, they just expand the sweet spot somehow, but then you lose the precision. But not with these frames. The precision stays great and you can hit it almost anywhere. Awesome racket. So the Vcore Pro 100, great racket, very easy to maneuverable, but at the same time, for me, I found it a little bit slow in the manipulation with the racket, in the maneuverability. So I don't know if I did said it okay, but the swing with this racket is a little bit slower than with the 97 version. Of course, 23mm frame. What can you expect? But it's more powerful than the 97 version. So the balls fly really high and really fast, and you get a great topspin. You have to play with the great topspin with these frames, otherwise the ball goes deep behind the baseline. But the main thing that stands out, and it goes for both of these frames, for all of these frames, is the stability. It's unbeatable. It's amazing. So the racket is not only stable from the baseline, the stability shines on volleys and on the blocked returns and on serve. The racket feels like a wooden stick. It just stays in your hand in the position when you hit the ball. It moves a little bit and then it snaps back immediately. So the vibration correction in this frame, or the vibration dampening in this frame, is so fast that no harsh vibrations will go into the handle. So that's one major thing that stands out from other tennis rackets. So the vibrations are muted so fast, it makes the racket much more stable than the other tennis rackets. One thing that I didn't like about these rackets, it's the only one thing, is the grip size. Somehow it feels more rounder, more bigger. So I have grip size, the European grip size, number 3, which is grip 4 and 3/8, 4 and 3/8, okay? But it feels like version 4, the European version 4 of the grip. I don't know what's the American equivalent. It's like 4.5 maybe, I'm not sure. But this grip is more rounder and it feels bigger in my hand than the other grips of the same size. So that was one downside for me, because I didn't feel the racket or the manipulation with this racket, maybe not as fluid as I'm used to. But you get used to it after, let's say, 5-10 hours. I got used to it after 10 hours, and I can play with it now very, very easily. So the 300 gram version, the Vcore Pro 100, is great for the intermediate player, for women, for club players, for maybe for some juniors that are starting with adult racket, and for the ambition or the junior who wants to play some tournaments. Great racket, great power, great control, almost perfect stability. Wow, amazing job from Yonex. So let me talk about the 97 version, which I believe will be the best seller from the Vcore Pro generation. Okay, so there are many differences from the Vcore 100. Mainly the head size is 97 inches, which is a lot smaller, but actually when you play you don't feel that. You don't feel that at all. It feels almost like a 99-inch head size. The sweet spot is very generous. So maybe first few hits you will miss the sweet spot, but after you get used to the frame, used to the isometric shape, you're gonna love it. Okay, so the specifications for this frame: it's a 310 gram frame, unstrung. The balance of this frame is 310 millimeters, so it's very, very balanced to the handle. What does it mean? It means the control of this frame, the maneuverability is perfect. It's much easier to maneuver than with the 300 gram version I talked about previously. The stiffness, oh man, the stiffness of this frame is only 60 RA. 60 RA for this type of racket. Okay, you say, 60 RA, it's very soft, it's too soft. No, it's not. It's not. It has the Flex Force technology. It has the Flex Fuse technology. It has the Flexcon System technology, which makes this racket flexible and stable at the same time. No other company can mimic this. They tried with the Wilson Clash, but it didn't work for the ambitional or pro player. But this frame is really flexible, stable. In the same time, it's just amazing. I'm really amazed. I'm really amazed of this technology. So the string pattern is 16 by 19. So very spin friendly. You can spin the ball the way you want. Every time you hit the ball, you can spin it like hell. Okay? So, what does make this 97 version special? The frame is only 21 millimeters thick. It's very stable. But one thing that I was a little bit disappointed by is the swing weight, which is only 318, okay, 318 swing weight. So you say, okay, so only 318 for a 310 gram racket, it's really low. Well, if it is low for you, you can always put a LED in the head and you can beef up the power of this racket, but I don't consider it necessary. Why? Because the only thing you need to beef up are your feet, the speed of your feet, your torso, your swing, and if you speed and when you put everything you have in your body into this frame, it works just perfectly. Okay, it works just amazing. What stands out also is the stability, the comfort, the flex, the snapback, the ball pocketing, and this 97 version is very precise. Okay, it's control oriented, so you can hit every spot on the court with this frame. You can go serve and volley with this frame very easily. You can hit one-handed backhand like Stan Wawrinka really easily. I play double-handed backhand and still I tried a one-handed backhand with this frame and it worked really well. It worked like I did, or I play one-handed backhand. It looked like I play one-handed backhand from my childhood, but I don't. I hit it, yeah, a few times. I tried, but I don't play it. But with this frame, you can hit it every time, and it goes in the court. It goes where you want. I don't know how it's possible, but Yonex made a perfect racket for the intermediate, advanced, and pro level players. Of course, there are the 97D, 97H versions, the 320 gram and the 330 gram versions. That is almost for the top elite professional tennis players or for a very experienced tennis players. But I recommend you this 97 version. 310 gram is enough, and you can beef it up with the LED tape when you want. So, what did I use? What did I use to string up these two frames? I used my favorite string right now, which is Technifiber Black Coat, 1.28 millimeters. I string it up for 24 kilos. The recommended tension for these frames is 20 to 27 kilos, which is pretty high for today's standards. So you can put a nice hard polyester in this racket. You can put 27 kilos in this racket and it will work just fine. But I recommend 25, 24, and the Black Coat, which is shape polyester, quite soft, which holds tension really well. And the ball pocketing, the topspin, the control with these strings and this racket, it just works together. It's amazing. So the only thing I didn't like, once again, is the grip size, the grip shape, the grip, let's say the grip pattern. Okay, so what I found out is that this side, this main side that you hold the racket in, that you put the racket in your hand and it's there, it's shorter than the average grip size of other brands like Head, Wilson or Babolat. It measures around 1.8 millimeters, 1.8 centimeters, sorry for that, 18 millimeters. But the other brands, they have 2 centimeters size of this side of the grip. So they made it much more, let's say, longer this side. So the shape is much more rectangular, or maybe, but this shape is much more oval for these Yonex frames. So that's something you need to get used to. So the verdict for these Vcore Pros 2021 is almost perfect attacker tennis rackets for tennis players who like to play fast, aggressive, who like to swing big, who like to attack their opponent, who like to play serve and volley, who like to play doubles, who like to play nice slice shots. Work really well. The slice shots work really well. Block shots, returns, smashes, serves, everything works with these rackets really well. They are just outstanding, and that's why I consider these the best tennis rackets, because they don't really have any flaws, any bad things that will stand out. Okay, so overall these rackets pack everything you want from a tennis racket for an experienced tennis player. They are stable, they are flexible, the comfort is outstanding, there are no harsh vibrations coming to your hand. Okay, the maneuverability, so this word for me is very difficult to say. So the control of these rackets is really easy, and the only thing what makes these rackets to play a little bit harder than maybe other frames is the fact that you need to be good with your feet work. So you need to work hard, you need to do everything better than maybe usually you do, and then these rackets work really well. The sweet spot of these frames is huge. So okay guys, this was my review of these new Vcore Pros, the Vcore Pro 100 and the Vcore Pro 97 from Yonex. Great, awesome rackets. Buy them, made in Japan. I love Yonex. Great job, and keep up the good work, Yonex. You make tennis rackets really special, and also the design is amazing. I like the design. It's some kind of retro design, or like from the 90s, the freestyle Bonfunk MC's design. Okay, and the craft, the details, they are perfect. There's no mistake on the frame. Usually you find on the other brands some mistakes, like bad colors, or maybe some gluing, or maybe some artifacts, but not here. These are great. Perfect frames. Okay, that's all for me now. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. It really touched my heart, these rackets, and see you later on tennis court. Bye guys.